and welcome back to my channel. Thank you to everyone who watches this stream and whoever catches it on the replay. Just doing my weekly hangout, trying to, as I said, keep it going. Sometimes have a lot of people jump on. Sometimes I'll be doing it by myself. So on those situations, I'll just do some unboxings or showing some pickups or just having a chat to myself. So for today, I do have some stuff to unbox. So it was my birthday a few weeks ago, and I did receive some late gifts, which I will open up. And I was also bought a hot toy a few weeks ago and been trying to do an unboxing and just haven't quite got to it. So we'll do that tonight. But to start off with, I was given this X-Men 97 mask light. So it was a belated birthday gift from a friend. So we'll open it up. We'll have a look at what it looks like. So it seems like it's a USB powered thing. Okay, Schumann stand. We have some instructions, USB cable, and let's pull this out. Okay. Let's see what it's. Okay. It's pretty cool looking mask. Okay. So it seems like it can be mounted to the wall, or you can have it freestanding. Not gonna work. Freestanding on the wall. Let's see what it looks like when it lights up. So this was a gift from my mate Mickey, who I normally do all the shows, conventions and stuff with. So a fellow collector, which I will hopefully get onto a stream one day. Let's see. Okay. Pretty cool when it lights up. So non-lit up. Lit up. It's pretty awesome. Okay. And the other thing I have is a Hot Toys Batman figure. So it's from Batflick, which I know isn't everyone's favorite Batman, but I didn't mind his portrayal of Batman. And as you can see, with all the statues and figures I have in behind me, I have some of the other Batmans. So when I seen this one at the price it was from the sale from a local shop down here. Hey bro, thank you very much, dude. Hopefully you get a good night's sleep. As said, I got Justice League Batman. The box is a little beat up, why it was at the price it was. And I know I have opened this before on stream, but today will be actually setting him up and keeping him out. So there is a lot of little pieces in this thing that seem to always disappear. So, but let's... So, you can feel it's got pretty awesome cloth cape, which is a lot different than the other Batmans. And as you can see, it's way bigger than, say, the Michael Keaton Batman's cape. And just the sheer size of the figure compared to some of the other Batmans. He's got a lot more presence to him. We have a whole bunch of faces and eyes and stuff that can be put on the Batman. So let's see. I'm not a big fan. Cheers, Bo. Of the... So I'm assuming these things are always fun to work out. Okay. We'll go with the... It's always fun when his hands fall off when you're trying to get on his head. So, hot toy figures have great details and are pretty cool, but sometimes things are not very easy to get on. So I think I'll display him in all his glory. Let's see if we can get that to... Okay, you can see the details in this head sculpt there. They are really good at doing that. Okay. So I'm assuming we don't need to put that on. Obviously, anyone who's had Hot Toys before knows the range of movement these things have and the capabilities. So we'll sit him there while we move some of this stuff, because there is heaps that comes in the box. Okay. So you also have, let's move him across, the base. Not exactly we need to get the part that holds him up. Which is right here. So let's click this in. Alrighty. I do like the detail they go into on the bases and that sometimes, but then also some of the detail means that the bases become huge and makes them very hard to display the figures in a cabinet because they just take up too much room, the bases. So let's try and get this. Hello, Christina. I hope you're having a good morning. Okay. So, work out. Let's get him up so we can see. Him standing over the figure. So, as I said, the detail in these things can be crazy, and you would hope so for the price point they're at. That's why I don't pick up as many as I used to these days, just because trying to keep up that collection and obsession and trying to do comics is not a good match. So you're an early riser. Thank you very much for your support, Christina. So I will have to find a space for this Batman in the back there with the other Batmans and Jokers that I have. Hopefully I should be able to find some space and fit it in. And then the plan is I have one or two other figures that I will be needing to unbox and get into my cabinet and reorganize a bit, and then do a 2025 cleanup room tour, just showing the collection with the new add-ons that have been added over the last 12 months. So should get that hopefully going in the next month or so and have it posted in the first quarter of the year. I don't want to be slack and let it get too far out. Okay, so that's done. Next thing I will chat about briefly is I'm going to be attending one of our local shows for the Aussies here, the Melbourne boys will know it's Australia Day weekend this weekend, and we have the Yarraville Comic and Toy Show, which is hosted by Billy. I will be going and I will be testing out the new camera that I bought, the Action Pro. So did the unboxing of this. I'm very, very surprised at the quality and the capabilities of this little thing. I was messing with it this week just to see what it was capable of doing and what. I think it's going to be fun filming. I bought a chest, don't know what you call it, a chest brace. Thank you very much, Christina. It is 3-day weekend. Hopefully the weather stays pretty decent because it's been jumping up and down the last few days, gone from 30 degree days to 20 degree days and rain. So, but said I'm going to test out using the camera with the chest mount to see. My biggest problem when I try and film at conventions and shows is if I'm trying to hold the camera, makes it hard to try and look through books and search and do all of that stuff. So I'm hoping with the chest mounted camera, I can still get my footage from shows and still interact with people and hunt for books without it being as difficult to try and do all of it in the one go. So we'll see how the test run goes this weekend with this camera. It is, how to explain it? It's going to be a learning curve for me because me and technology are not the best of friends. So it does take me a while to get my head wrapped around things and get confident in using new technology stuff. So even as seen before in previous streams, doing the whole YouTube thing with trying to get things shared on the screen and keep the stream going and doing things never always works out well for me. So hopefully I have a bit of luck with this camera and I'm able to get some good footage. Being a shorter person, I hopefully all the footage is in a clean, tasteful way when I'm paired up against taller people. But we'll see how things go. So, as I said, Billy shows this weekend, and it's also first opportunity to pick up some books and maybe some toys for the year. I don't know how extreme I'm going to be hunting at the show, just for the fact that I will be in Chicago in April doing C2E2. So I think I'll stick to the same game plan that I did last year and not go overboard in buying and wait until I hit the cons in the States to maximize my fun. Thank you very much, Christina. So hopefully make the most of it, maximize what I can pick up at that show, and hopefully they keep announcing guests and guest list gets better. I know Heroes Con ends up having a great guest list for creators and artists and stuff, and is great to go to, but it makes it difficult for someone like me coming from Australia, because I want to do all the signings and getting commissions and hunting books and trying to uh, meet all the YouTubers and interact with everyone and make the most of the time that I can while there, considering that it's a long trip and a hell of a flight getting to the States for us. So it's why I figured with C2, E2, a little bit less people, like big named people attending. So as you can see, I've got the list up here. There's a lot of artists that I haven't really heard of or that before, but it'd be cool to see what sort of work they do. So you got Alessandro Maselli and Art of Don Aguilo, which is a Spawn guy. So a few of the Spawn artists that I've seen have been pretty cool. You have Ashley Johnson, who does a lot of voice work in games and stuff like that. So it'll be fun to see what sort of stuff she's will be doing at the show. Asia Simone, I've heard the name before, and I think I've seen some of her work, but not 100% sure. You have Billy West, who's a voice over artist who does Futurama, Ren and Stimpy, and some other shows. You have Casper Van Dien and Denise Richards, obviously from Starship Troopers and a whole bunch of other movies, but as bad as Starship Troopers was of a movie, it's a very addictive thing that you just have fun watching with. We have Crest Lee, who I've never heard of, but looks like does Moon Knight books. You have some other voiceover artists, guys from Blunder's Gate, which I've never really heard of. So, don't really know exactly much about them. But then you have Dina Meyer, who's another actress from Starship Troopers, and Elijah Wood, who I was lucky enough to meet in Melbourne a few years ago. So think so we have Emily Cannon, who does Ghost Roast, which I've never heard of, and Eric Talbot, who is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artist. I've seen some of the stuff he's done. It's very cool. Greg and Fake, not even sure who they are. So right now, this is the superstar section of the show, because you have Greg Land, Herberto Ramos, and Jai Lee. So the three big creators and artists that they have for my tastes and like. So anyone that's seen and knows I'm a big Uncanny X-Men fan. So getting to meet Greg Land It's going to be cool. I've had the opportunity of meeting Roberto Ramos before, but that was 6-7 years ago. So since then, I've gotten a few more things that would like to get signed by him and Jai Lee. Obviously, everyone knows his work. Then you have Jake Busey, who is another character from Starship Troopers and Stranger Things. So I think if I find something cool, Starship Troopers, like a poster, something along those lines, I will get it signed. You have Jeffrey Brown and Jennifer English, another two people don't really know. And you got John Caramanga, I think that's how you pronounce it, who has a big list of work that he's done. A lot of it looks like independent stuff. John Boyega, so Star Wars fame, but I know him mainly from Attack on the Block because I haven't watched any Star Wars stuff. You have John DiMaggio, who's Adventure Time and Futurama. John Rhys Davies, Jorg Corona, and Karen Hallian. So I was lucky enough to meet John Rhys Davies, about three years ago at another con. He is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. He's just very polite and funny and takes the time to speak to everyone and welcomes everyone when you're in line to meet him. Just an awesome guy. Then you have Katie Siegel, who's obviously Futurama and Sons of Anarchy. Kenny Porter, who's Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. And Lana Parrilla, who is known for Once Upon a Time. So Katie Siegel is someone that I will take the time out when I'm at the show to line up and meet, just because obviously she played a lot of key characters in my childhood growing up. Peggy from Married with Children, Leela from Futurama, and a whole bunch others. So it'd be awesome to meet her. Then you have Laura Bailey and Liam O'Brien from Critical Role and Dragon Ball and Natario. So some other voice others. You got Manny Mendoras, who I've never heard of, but looks like he does a lot of Disney work. Then you got Marisha Ray from Critical Role, Matt Lesninsky. So that's stuff I've never heard of. Matthew Mercer from Critical Role. And you got Michael Ironside, who is another one from Starship Troopers and obviously Total Recall. So, like I said, if I do find a cool poster or something, considering there's 5 characters from Starship Troopers, be a cool little poster to have and get signed. Then you got Neil Newborn from a lot of voiceover stuff. Phil Lamar is another one that I was lucky enough to meet last year here in Melbourne, and another awesome gentleman, just great to talk with, and you can tell that he really loves the fans and the stuff that he does. You got Rebecca Mader, is Once Upon a Time, Lost, Devil Wears Prada. You have Richard Pini, who done the ElfQuest series, and Rob Whitworth, who's a voiceover in Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. Ron Reyes does New Mutants and Cow. Roger Clark from Red Dead Redemption. Sam Riegel from Critical Role. The one that I would say is going to be the biggest actor that I would love to meet at this show is Sean Austin. Obviously, Goonies and everything else he's been in. He's just awesome actor. I hope he's as good a gentleman to meet as all the shows that I love him from. So hopefully it's true. Then you got Sean Maguire from Once Upon a Time. I'm not even going to pronounce his name, from Critical Role. You got Travis Willingham from Critical Role as well. And then you got Wendy Pini from ElfQuest and stuff with her husband. You agree with what, Christina? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so as I said, smaller list compared to when you look at Heroes, which I did a few days ago, and there was at least freaking 70 to 80 guests already announced, and they're still 6 months out. So I can only imagine how many more people they are going to announce coming to Heroes. I will be yeah, I would hope so, Christina. He he seems just like that person who you start having conversation with, and you just keep talking and talking, and hopefully it's true when I do meet him. Hey, Sarah. Uh, yes, I will be at Yarraville on Sunday, testing out the new toy, camera, seeing how it goes, and hopefully it lives up to the hype that I'm giving it. So as I was saying, hopefully they don't announce the really big name artist or writer or creator for Heroes. That's going to make me think twice. Yes, Sarah, I bought some accessories for it and charged it all up, so hopefully Sunday will be the maiden run for it. We'll see how good it is. So as I was saying, hopefully they don't announce that big named creator that makes me think twice about wanting to come to Heroes as well again. I know I'll be leaving it late, but something tells me they're going to announce some crazy name. But C2E2 has had those big names and stuff before, so it's a possibility that they could get someone there as well, which would be awesome. And so just going through Uh, just going to show the Australian guest list. But before I jump into that and I do this, I want to go to America to shop. I know that feeling, Sarah. I spend way too much money when I'm there. So that's why April's booked. So if there's anything on your want list, just let me know. Okay, so obviously this is our local Melbourne show, which is just on 2 months away. You can see our guest list. Um, we have, hey, Newcastle's a great place to go on holiday, I've heard. Surprisingly, I've been to as many places as I've been, Sarah, but I've never been to Newcastle. Um, so, as I was saying, let's try this one. We have Tyler Hodgson, who has been here before and I've met. So, he's a pretty cool guy to meet, but no real need to meet him again. Okay, that's cool. Lucky you. So obviously going to see family again if you're going in April, I would say. Um, the next guest is Michael Cutlets, who obviously is in the Superman and Lois series in the last season or last 2 seasons, I think, because I'm a little bit behind. Um, he will fit in nicely with my Marvel DC collection of actors and actresses that I've been collecting. So he'll be cool to meet. But that is pretty much the end of people for me to meet. You've got Lloyd Owen, who's in the Lords of the Rings, the originals, and a bunch of other stuff, which I don't really take much notice of. You got Michelle Agg, who does voices from Star Wars, The Bad Batch. She was in The Walking Dead, which is not really something I care about. Mike Quinn, who Star Wars Dark Crystal, again, stuff that I'm not really in. Then you got the token Aussie, Matt Duran, who pretty much is at every Melbourne show that happens for Supernova. Um, Then you have a whole bunch of voice actors. You got Ryan Coit Levy, does Chainsaw Man and My Hero Academia. Sarah Nottacini from Pokemon, and Yugo. I'm gonna murder a whole bunch of these shows. Then you got Bryce Pennenbrook from Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. uh, Tarina Nishira from Attack on Titan. And as I said, 2 months out from our first big show, and we only have two comic creators, internationals, and I would say they're going to be the only two we get at this show. So we have Art Gem, who has started to attend Australian shows, which is cool, but I'm not really much of just a cover collector. So I'm not even sure if I really have any Art Gem covers to get signed. And you have Willis Portaccio. I know I'm murdering his name, but he is the big draw card artist creator wise, obviously just for his work on X-Men, and obviously he's the co-founder and creator of Bishop in the X-Men run. So it'll be cool to get that book signed. But as I was saying, when you compare a American show to our big Melbourne show, they're not even close to being comparable. And considering, as I said, our show is 2 months out, and we have 5 voice artists, 4 actors, 5 actors, and 2 comic creators. And then we have 3 cosplay people. So our shows don't get the amount of creators, artists, actors that the American shows get. And I understand the whole costing of getting people here and working out timelines and stuff like that. But you'd think the shows would aim to try to not recycle the same people over and over, because their star power is only going to last for so long before it becomes done and outdated. So hopefully I get surprised in the next few weeks and our show pulls out some bigger names and gets some people who will get fans in the door for the show, considering that I'll be at the show as a seller, selling. The more people that come through the door and have money to spend is better for me. So hopefully, like I said, in the next week or so, we get some more people through the door. Okay. So we will. I was hoping that there may be some people jump on, but it looks like everyone is a bit busy tonight. So we might just leave it as it is. Thank you to Sarah and Christina in the chat, and thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who catches this. Yeah, I know. It's all good. Thank you very much, Sarah. Yeah. I know not everyone is free on my Thursday night schedule. How you going, buddy? So, but just to keep in the routine of doing my Thursday nights, if I end up being by myself, I'd be by myself. Like I said, I try and do some unboxing stuff or showing off some stuff. If people jump on, it's all good and it's great. We can have a chat and go. Daylight savings makes things a little bit difficult comparing time wise for our international friends. So hopefully in a few months when the daylight savings ends off, the Thursday night stream will come at a better time for the American friends and Canadian friends out there and everyone else, the English friends, and hopefully get a bit more people jumping on and more international chat and discussion going. So, but as I said, thank you to everyone who watched and whoever catches the replay. Thank you to the new subscribers I've gotten in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It's jumped up about 17 people since I did my 200 sub giveaway. So hopefully it keeps on jumping up slowly. Thank you and have a great night.